It's Mike, the slim guy who helps big fitness coaches stock between $5,000 to $10,000 per month, scale to multiple 5 figures online, build a freedom-based business using systems and setup placement. Now in this video, I'm going to give you the exact 6-figure revenue machine, the 3 exact operations that you need to implement into your business immediately to allow you to build a freedom-based business. The beauty of this leverage model is that once it's built, you now have a 6-figure revenue machine that can allow you to print cash pretty much whenever you want. So you're not struggling in the middle of the night wondering where your next lead is going to come from. You're no longer scared, anxious, worried. If you're not ready to sit down for the next 5-10 minutes and really understand the back-end application systems of a successful coaching business, after generating over $3 million online, I know what I'm talking about. If you cannot sit down for 5 to 10 minutes to actually implement some of the strategies I'm going to show you to transform your life, you can exit this video. Now, if you're not somebody who has a TikTok brain and you can sit down and you do really want to advance and get to the next level, then sit down, get your notepad, get your pen out. Not the fluff, a lot of people in the industry, they give you fluff. Let me give you the actionable steps to build a 6-figure revenue machine. And let me make this clear. You can begin this revenue machine even if you're making $2,000 a month right now, $5,000, $10,000, multiple 5 figures. Even if you're doing $20,000 a month right now, these acquisition systems can still get better. They can still be improved. They can still be more dialed in for you to get the results you want. Because I know a lot of coaches that are constantly given every single moment of their day in their businesses. They spend 10 hours a day on their businesses. I know some coaches that work at 9 to 5. They come back and they build their business. They have other obligations. They have other responsibilities. They have no time for themselves, but they're building a business that has them shackled. And you don't want to build a business that has you shackled. You want to build a business that frees you. In this video, I'm going to break down these 3 systems and how each of them fit together, how each of them play a role with each other, how they bounce off each other, and how each single one requires consistent attention. You need to understand that your business is a machine made up of multiple components, and these components are your lead gen systems, your acquisition systems, your fulfillment systems, and why they require consistent attention. And if one of these systems is not in place, how your business will fluctuate, how your business will struggle to scale, and it will crumble eventually over a period of time. An analogy I like to give is these systems are a water bucket. So you have a lead gen system, it's your water bucket. You have an acquisition system, which is your water bucket. If you give all of your time to lead gen and outreach, or let's say content, if you give all your time to content, but you neglect acquisitions and fulfillment, what you're going to have is bottlenecks in your business, because each operation is like a big water bucket. So you have your content bucket, you have your acquisition bucket, you have your fulfillment bucket, and if any of these buckets has a leak in, no matter how much water you pour into these buckets, it's going to flow through. The water is eventually going to come out at the bottom, because if you have one leak in any of these buckets here, you will struggle to scale. And when you struggle to scale, your fulfillment will become difficult, your acquisition will become unpredictable, and that's why it can feel like you're giving your attention, you're giving so much time to your business, but it's just struggling to grow. It's not growing, even though you're giving it 10 hours a day. It's your full-time thing, or it's something that you do on the side. No matter how much time you're giving to it, it just keeps struggling to grow. And that's because you have leaks in your water buckets. How is it possible that somebody like me can give my business 10 to 30x less time than you're giving to it, but make significantly more money? Because I understand how to build systems within each operation, how to leverage time so that I can focus on what's most important, which is cash collecting and then fulfilling and helping them get the amazing results they want. Because every client that I work with, I make sure that I give them the time and attention, and I'm able to do this. I'm able to provide client delivery because I understand how to build client conversion assets, how to build content assets. In other terms, I know how to delegate tasks and how to put the right people in place with the right systems in place to allow me to work less but have more power and more effect in my business. The less I work, but the more activities I focus on actually push the needle. Okay, so first of all, we have lead generation systems. We have outbound campaigns, and these outbound campaigns are run by setters, the metrics are tracked, and scripts are built. What I'm able to do is I'm able to systematically understand the metrics of the business, what the outbound campaigns are telling me, the data that they're providing me every single week, track the metrics, update my scripts, have one-to-one coaching calls or Loom videos sent out to my team, which allow me to then focus on other priorities in the business, which is client acquisition and fulfillment. But this is only until I have a setup placed into my business that is managing and conversating with leads every single day. The more conversation flows that I built, the more conversation flows that are happening, the more book calls, the more cash flow. Everything stems from your lead generation systems. So the way this is automated and put on autopilot for me and my clients is the right setup placement, tracking all of the metrics and consistently always analyzing the data and seeing what can be improved. Facebook ads. Facebook ads, if you're starting out, I definitely wouldn't recommend starting with Facebook ads. But if you already have profits that you want to reinvest into your business, build out creatives. Build out multiple creatives, build out multiple scripts and launch these and test fast. The objective with ads is to test fast, find a winner and put more time and effort into that winner. But until your outbound campaigns and your DM scripts are not optimized and dialed in, no matter how much money you put into ads, it will still flop. Because people are running the wrong systems. The ABD funnel removes these problems because you have outbound campaigns, but once you have the outbound campaigns, you also have a script that allows you to take the leads into book calls. So even though you can put money into Facebook ads, it's super crucial that you actually have the right scripts and set a placement and metrics in place to then take the Facebook ads, the leads that are coming from there, conversate with them and still book calls. Because Facebook ads is probably the biggest bucket that if you don't fix the leaks in, it's going to cost your business the most money. If you don't fix the leaks in your Facebook advertisements, in the rest of your business, no matter how much money you pour into ads, your business is still going to fluctuate. Your business is never going to grow because these water leaks have not been fixed. Fix the leaks, then you pour money through ads, and then it will actually stay in the bucket. And then you have YouTube organic, understanding who your niche is, ideating pieces of content for them, and recording content consistently. And after that, we have acquisition systems, which is my favorite. I'm a specialist in turning your leads into clients. And the way you do this is by making content assets, top of funnel and middle of funnel content assets, such as your IG reels, your IG stories, the right branding to get people to know about you, and you provide them with specific results, specific value to help them go from top of funnel, middle of funnel over to bottom of funnel. And the way you build out bottom of funnel is a conversion asset. It's not a content asset. Bottom of funnel are simply conversion assets to take your leads and warm them and pre-sell them using a funnel, using testimonials in your front-end marketing, in your back-end marketing, and long-form YouTube videos that nurture and show value, help them with specific pain points, and then the client understands that this person can actually help me. This lead thinks, okay, well, Mike helped me with this specific problem. What would it be like if I was to invest in getting more hope? You have content machines and you have conversion machines. Don't mix the two. The biggest mistake I see people making is thinking these are the same. No, they're very different. You build out content assets that get people get attention and nurture that attention, and then you build out conversion assets that pre-sell the attention and build that attention and take that attention to fulfillment. And the way you're able to fulfill and build out operations is by understanding what kind of course material you want to have. You might have course material, you might have workbooks that they can go in and do in their own time, and then you have coaching. It's super, super important that you have the right systems in place in both of these areas to then allow you to fulfill correctly. Because the last thing you want to be doing is building out all of these acquisition systems, all of these lead gen systems, but you're so burnt out that you can't even give your clients that time of day, which means poor results, which results to a poor coaching business because everything comes from the results you get your clients. This is the biggest conversion asset you have. So to be able to actually deliver on clientele, I have very, very specific workbooks because then it allows them to go back and work on it in their own time. Then we discuss that on calls. A very specific coaching platform, which is 1 to 2 hours per week of my time. The more closer access they have to you, the more they will pay you money. The more close, let me repeat that. The closer of access they have to you, the more money they will pay you. And everything is tracked. So the right application, the right software is where they have their own coaching portal that allows them to see the data, the tasks they need to complete, the tasks they have complete, previous coaching calls. So they can go back and they can actually review their own results. They can get feedback. So having the right software is so powerful so that they can actually get the best results that they want, and giving them feedback on what they want and actual previous data. So they can go back in their own time and continue to learn, continue to study, and continue to get better, because the better they get, the better results they get. That only gives you better results in your marketing and better client testimonials and client results, which allows you to then use that in your front end. Not sure what's going on with the mirror board. In your front end lead gen systems and your client acquisition systems to reverse the psychology and go back into your fulfillment. Okay, hoping that is all making sense. And then client retention, because what you need to understand is when somebody works with you, they pay you money. After they pay you money, you help them get a specific solution to that problem. But once that solution is fixed, what will happen is they'll have another problem. And if you've provided them with a good experience and you've got them great results, they're happy to pay you again to solve this new problem that's occurred. So there's always going to be a problem that you can help them solve, because you are here, here's 10, here's 0. They might be at a 3 on this problem. You're at a 6. Now what you've done is you've been able to get them to a 5. But now they have one specific problem to get them to a 6. And they're happy to pay you again to go from a 5 to a 6. Or you're at 8 and they want to pay you to go to a 5 to a 7, a 5 to an 8. So there's always new problems that are going to consistently occur. So let's say right now you're running a business, you get 3 clients a month that at $5,000. That's 15k cash collected per month. You spend an entire 7 to 14 days working with those clients, building out everything for them. So now you cannot take sales calls. So now you've stopped your acquisition systems. Your lead gen might be working, but because your fulfillment systems are locked in, you're no longer allowed to acquire clients. So the wrong systems are going to cost your business more than you can imagine. With the right systems, it allows you to build the right way. All 3 systems, your lead gen systems, your acquisition systems, and your fulfillment systems, need constant and consistent attention. And if one of them stops, your entire system breaks. So if you want help implementing this system, if you're making $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month right now with your fitness coaching business, and you want to scale to 20, 30 G's a month with the right systems in place, then this is how we can help. We can help understand where the leaks are in your business. Is it a leak in your lead gen systems? Is it a leak in your acquisition systems? Is it a leak in your fulfillment systems? Once we find a leak in your business, then we'll understand who is your 7-figure ICP. We'll work backwards. Who is your 7-figure ICP? The right lead gen systems to implement. Is it outbound campaigns? What type of scripts to follow? What kind of messaging to lean into? What type of metrics do you want to be achieving? Once you find the metrics, you can then increase the output to get the input that you desire. Is that 5 to 10 book calls a week? How much outreach does need to be done? What kind of conversation starters need to be done? How qualified are the leads? Consistently improving the metrics each time. Then you have the acquisition system, the right content assets to have. What should you put in your top of funnel, bottom of funnel, middle of funnel? What stories should you make? What reels should you post? What should your bio look like? Every aspect of your conversion asset. How is your funnel built out? Building out a VSL funnel, word for word, that speaks directly to your 7-figure ICP, and then fulfilling on that client. How do you provide the correct coaching? Giving you all of this so you can build the right operations to build out your 6-figure revenue machine. If that sounds like something you're interested in because you're a fitness coach who's sick of winging it, you're sick of being all over the place, running every single part of the business, you're literally running around. It's like owning a physical shop. You're the waiter, you're the cook, you're the business owner, you're the cleaner, you're everything. If you're sick and tired of that, then book a call below. The link will be in my description, or DM me on Instagram at YeahIsaac or at Save the DMs, and let's have a conversation. Let's see how I can actually basically help you with all of this, and we'll book in a scale to 30k blueprint session to break down these specific operations, what's lacking right now, and what needs to be done to start building your 5-figure per month coaching business, your freedom-based business. Now that's enough from Mike. I'm the slim guy who helps big fitness coaches scale to multiple 5 figures online. I hope you found value in this video. All I ask is you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm going to be more consistent with YouTube. It's Mike, signing out.